Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something real today, something that holds too many of us back, something that whispers in our ears when we should be roaring. Weak feelings, doubt, fear, laziness, excuses. They creep in like thieves in the night, robbing us of our potential. They tell us maybe tomorrow when tomorrow was never promised. They tell us you're not good enough when greatness is already inside you. But today we make a decision. We kill those weak feelings. We silence the voice that keeps us from stepping into the life we were meant to live. Fear is the most sophisticated liar you will ever meet. It doesn't come in screaming, it whispers. It doesn't knock down the door, it slides through the cracks. It doesn't tell you to quit outright. It gives you just enough hesitation to hold you back. It tells you maybe tomorrow, but tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year, until you look back and realize you never even started. Fear disguises itself as logic, convincing you that you need more time, more resources, more experience. It makes you think you're being responsible when really you're just scared. It makes you question yourself. What if I fail? But the real question is, what if you don't even try? What if you let your fear dictate your future? What if you let it steal the very thing you were put on this earth to do? Think about the moments in your life where fear held you back. That time you hesitated before speaking up and someone else took the opportunity. That time you wanted to start something but you convinced yourself you weren't ready. That time you let self-doubt creep in and suddenly you were watching someone else live the life you wanted. Fear will keep you in the stands watching while the bold ones take the field. It will make you a spectator in your own life. And the worst part? It doesn't even have to be real to control you. Fear is just a story we tell ourselves, a prediction we make about the future with no evidence, just feelings. But let me tell you something. Your feelings don't get to run the show. Weak feelings don't deserve that kind of power. Fear is like a shadow. The closer you get to it, the smaller it becomes. You have to walk toward it, straight into it, and you'll realize that most of what you were afraid of was never as big as it seemed. Action kills fear. Not thinking about action, not planning for action, real, deliberate movement. Every time you take a step forward, fear loses its grip. It weakens, it fades. Successful people feel fear just like everybody else. They are not superhuman, they are not fearless, but the difference is they move forward anyway. They don't wait until the fear disappears, they act despite it. They don't let hesitation steal their momentum. They don't give fear the time to talk them out of their destiny. Because that's exactly what fear does. It talks you out of your purpose. It keeps you in a comfort zone that was never meant for you. It makes you think safe is the goal, when in reality, safe is just another word for stuck. Think about this. Every single person you admire, every single success story you've ever heard has one thing in common. They walked through fear. They did it scared. They stepped forward even when their voice shook, even when their hands trembled, even when everything in them wanted to turn back. The difference between winners and everyone else isn't talent, it isn't luck, it isn't even skill. It's the willingness to do what most people won't. It's the ability to look fear in the eye and say, you will not control me. So what's stopping you? What's the fear that keeps you up at night? What's the thing you've been putting off because you're afraid of failing, afraid of judgment, afraid of the unknown? That whatever it is, understand this, your breakthrough is on the other side of it. The life you want, the person you are meant to be, is waiting for you beyond your hesitation. And you don't get there by sitting in fear. You don't get there by letting weak feelings dictate your actions. You get there by making a choice right now to move, to act, to kill the fear before it kills your dreams. Excuses are the chains that keep people locked away from their potential. They are the easy way out, the comfortable lies we tell ourselves when we don't want to put in the work. They sound reasonable, they sound justified, they sound like they make sense, but in reality, they are just a well-dressed version of procrastination. Excuses don't build empires, they don't create success, they don't change lives, they don't push anyone forward. All they do is stall progress, delay results, and keep people running in circles wondering why nothing in their life is changing. There is always going to be a reason why now isn't the right time. There will always be a situation, a circumstance, an obstacle that makes it seem like waiting is the best option. But let me tell you something. There is never a perfect time. If you're waiting for everything to be lined up, for the road to be smooth, for the conditions to be ideal, you will be waiting forever. The truth is, conditions will never be perfect. And that's exactly why the people who succeed are the ones who move anyway. They don't sit around making excuses, waiting for a sign, hoping for the right moment. They create the moment. They act in the middle of uncertainty. They move when they don't feel ready. Because readiness is not a feeling, it's a decision. Think about the last time you told yourself you couldn't do something because of an excuse. Maybe you said you didn't have enough time, but the truth is you spent hours scrolling through your phone. Maybe you said you didn't have the resources, but the truth is you never really tried to find a way. Maybe you told yourself it was too hard, but the truth is you just didn't want to be uncomfortable. People will spend years convincing themselves why something isn't possible instead of using that same energy to figure out how to make it happen. Excuses are just comfortable lies, and the more you tell them, the more you start believing them. If you want to build something real, if you want to create a life that means something, you have to cut the excuses. Stop waiting for motivation, because motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel like it and some days you won't, but your dreams don't care about your mood. Success doesn't care how you feel. Discipline is the only thing that will separate the people who do from the people who wish they had. The ones who make it to the top are not the most talented. They're not the luckiest. They're not the ones with the best circumstances. They are the ones who refuse to let excuses rob them of what they were meant to do. They show up even when they don't feel like it. They put in the work even when no one is watching. They make sacrifices when everyone else is taking the easy road. There is always a price to pay. You either pay the price of discipline now, or you pay the price of regret later. And regret is far more expensive. It will cost you peace. It will cost you confidence. It will cost you knowing that you gave it everything you had. Imagine looking back years from now and realizing that the only thing standing between you and your dream was the excuse you kept making. Imagine realizing that you were fully capable, that you had everything you needed, but you let a temporary feeling keep you from permanent success. Excuses are nothing more than permission slips for mediocrity, and if you're serious about changing your life, you need to tear them up. Stop saying you don't have time and start making time. Stop saying you don't know how and start learning. Stop waiting for the right moment and start moving. If you want something, go get it. No more waiting, no more stalling, no more giving weak feelings the power to keep you from what's already yours. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results, between potential and achievement, between dreams and reality. It is the difference between the person who talks about success and the person who actually succeeds. Weak feelings will tell you to take it easy, to wait until you feel like it, to skip today and start fresh tomorrow. But tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year, and suddenly you're standing in the same place, wondering why nothing in your life has changed. Discipline does not negotiate with feelings. It does not ask for permission. It does not wait for the perfect moment. It shows up every day without excuses, without hesitation, without needing motivation to push it forward. People love to say they'll be disciplined once they feel ready, but discipline has nothing to do with feelings. If you only move when you're motivated, you will never build anything great, because motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the weather, unpredictable, unreliable, and weak in the face of resistance. Some days you wake up inspired, ready to go, but other days you wake up tired, unmotivated, and full of excuses. If you let those weak feelings make decisions for you, you will never reach your full potential, because success does not come from what you do when you feel like it. It comes from what you do when you don't. The reason most people fail is not because they aren't capable. It's because they lack discipline. They get distracted. They take shortcuts. They look for an easy way out, and when the excitement wears off, they quit. But the ones who make it, the ones who achieve greatness, understand that discipline is the secret weapon It is waking up early when you'd rather sleep in, pushing through the pain when your body wants to stop, showing up when no one is clapping for you, working when others are relaxing, sacrificing comfort for something greater. Discipline is not just about working hard. It is about consistency, about doing the right thing over and over again until success is no longer a possibility but a reality. Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you, the ones who have built something worth remembering. They didn't get there because they were lucky. They didn't get there because it was easy. They got there because they mastered discipline. While others made excuses, they kept moving. While others took days off, they put in the work. While others waited for the right moment, they created the moment. Every successful person you see today had countless opportunities to quit, but discipline wouldn't let them. They stayed committed long after the excitement faded. They kept going when the struggle got real. They refused to let weak feelings decide their future. The truth is, you already know what you need to do. You already know the steps, the work, the sacrifices required to get where you want to be. But the only question that matters is whether you have the discipline to do it. If you keep waiting to feel motivated, you will be stuck in the same cycle, making the same promises, watching the years pass without real progress. But if you decide right now that discipline will run your life instead of weak feelings, everything changes. You stop needing inspiration to move. You stop waiting for the perfect mood to take action. You stop allowing temporary emotions to control long-term success. You start making real progress. You start seeing real results. You start becoming the person you were meant to be. Weak feelings are loud, but discipline is stronger. The moment you stop letting them control you, the moment you stop giving them power over your decisions, is the moment you take control of your future. Everything you want is on the other side of discipline, and the only thing standing in the way is whether you are willing to kill the weak feelings that keep trying to hold you back. Pain is an unavoidable part of life, but it's also the greatest teacher, the greatest motivator, the greatest test of who you really are. Pain will introduce you to yourself, show you your weaknesses, expose what you're really made of. When everything gets difficult, and there are only two choices, either you let pain break you or you use it to build yourself into something stronger. Weak feelings will tell you to stop, tell you to slow down, tell you it's not worth it. But pain is not the enemy. Regret is. Pain is temporary. It passes, it fades, it heals, but regret lingers. Regret follows you. Regret haunts you. Because it's not about what you did, it's about what you didn't do. Every person who has ever accomplished anything great has gone through pain, faced moments where quitting seemed like the easiest option, but the difference between them and everyone else is that they understood one truth. Pain is part of the process. No one gets to success without struggle. No one reaches their dreams without sacrifice. No one builds something worthwhile without enduring moments of doubt, fear, and exhaustion. Pain is the price of growth, and those who accept it, those who push through it, those who refuse to let it stop them, are the ones who rise while everyone else stays stuck. Most people run from pain, avoid it, escape it, look for the easy way out, but that's why most people never reach their full potential. They trade short-term comfort for long-term suffering. They avoid the pain of discipline, the pain of hard work, the pain of failure, and instead they settle for a lifetime of wishing they had done more, tried harder, pushed further. When you are chasing something bigger than yourself, when you are building a future that requires everything you have, there will be moments where it feels like too much, where the pressure makes you question whether you should keep going. But in that moment, you have to remember that the pain you feel today is temporary, that the struggle you're in right now is shaping you into someone stronger, someone wiser, someone who won't break the next time life gets hard. The pain is necessary because without it, there is no transformation, no growth, no breakthrough. If you quit, the pain doesn't go away, it just turns into regret. The weight of knowing you could have done more, could have given more, could have been more is far heavier than the pain of pushing through one more day. Regret is the slowest form of suffering, the kind that sneaks up on you when it's too late to do anything about it, the kind that keeps you awake at night thinking about the opportunities you let slip away. It is the voice in the back of your mind whispering, what if? What if you had stayed disciplined? What if you had worked harder? What if you had ignored the excuses? What if you had taken the risk? What if you had given it everything instead of holding back? Weak feelings will always tell you to stop when things get hard, but regret will remind you every single day that you gave up before you even found out what you were capable of. The truth is, pain is temporary, and the more you endure it, the stronger you become. The more you face it, the more resilient you get. The more you push through, the more unstoppable you are. Weak feelings will tell you that pain means you should quit, but in reality, pain is just proof that you are growing, proof that you are leveling up, proof that you are on the right path. The only way out is through, and the moment you embrace the struggle instead of running from it, the moment you stop fearing pain and start using it as fuel, is the moment you realize that everything you want is on the other side of this. The ones who understand this, the ones who lean into the discomfort, the ones who accept that struggle is part of the journey, are the ones who get everything they were meant to have while everyone else is left wishing they had just held on a little longer. Today is the day we stop negotiating with weakness. We stop entertaining doubt. We stop making room for excuses. You are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you believe, but you have to act like it. You have to walk like it. You have to fight for it. Kill your weak feelings and watch how powerful you become.